What's up, everybody? Welcome to Copper Kettle Farms live. Let me know if you can hear us.
I can hear us.
You don't count. We've got Mama Z in the house, Papa Z, Big Bear Homestead, and don't. Is the Kool-Aid man the jar or the Kool-Aid? Why are you going to ask philosophical questions so early? It's way too early for that. Hopefully they can hear us. You can't pretend not to talk. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead. Welcome, welcome. Where are y'all? We are in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So technically right on the border, the Mason-Dixon line. So like I'm technically from Maryland, but I've been here since 2008. He's from Texas and moved here in 2012. So we've got a lot of a mix. But yeah, Big Bear Homestead's in Georgia also. And they're a pretty large channel. And good friends of ours. We love meeting all kinds of homesteaders though. So welcome. I think this is the first time I've seen your channel here. So I'm going to have to check you guys out. Love meeting new channels. But welcome. This is our regular Sunday night live. And we don't always talk like about topics, but we decided we were going to talk about some topics today. We're giving some folks a couple minutes to hop in here. I know a couple lives are ending right now. His Way Homestead, we were just in their live chat. They go live right before us. They say, we're mixed too. I'm from Boston originally. Hubby is from the mountains of Alabama and Tennessee. Nice. Yeah, we've driven through Tennessee. My family's from Alabama on my mom's side, but I have actually never been to Boston. But I've always wanted to go. Like, to me, because I'm really big into like Victorian era American history, like even pre-Civil War. You guys have so much rich history up in that northeast corridor of the United States. So I've always wanted to go see who was the girl? I'm having like a brain fog today, so I apologize. That wrote Little Women. I always wanted to see her house and tour. I can't remember her name.
It's not Jane Austen, right?
No. Is it Alcott? I can't. I've been.
You have a computer right there.
Well, I don't want to be typing on my computer while I'm chatting. You have a computer, well, and you don't always do much, so.
Oh, we're talking about this. We're talking about this.
So, my mother's side literally came over on the Mayflower. Oh, that's cool. I don't think I've
Louisa May Alcott.
I was right then, Alcott.
You said Alcott.
I was close. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. Hey, Patty, welcome. Jason said, ouch. Saw one of the Facebook groups had to drop in. Haven't done a live feed yet. Yeah, I'm trying to think when we started doing live feeds. I started thinking about it when I was at 70 subs. And I was like, nobody's going to come watch at 70 subs. But as you like, the goal for me at the time was just to network. So I was just going to everybody's lives. Like every night somebody had a live. I'd come in and chat and you grow your network. And then I was like, yeah, I could do that. So it's kind of like you just start networking and it grows. And it's worth it. You meet a lot of really good people. Like, I don't think I would have met any of these people if I were not in the lives so frequently in the beginning. And I still like to go and attend lives for everybody that I'm subscribed to. I check it almost daily now to see who's live. I feel like I need to attend a live, and I'll do a live at 11 in the morning. I'll hop in somebody's live. So you were always in ours. Yes, I was. And I still am. I was in there yesterday. Now that you guys started doing them again, I have it in my phone actually as an alarm at 7:50. I think that Big Bear is about to go live. So I see Matt is in here. Welcome, welcome. Matt's one of our actual local friends here that we hang out with. So a couple things that we were going to talk about today. One of the things is I went ahead and it's not quite done, but it's done enough that we went ahead and redid our website today. I actually got a bug in my butt today. I decided I was going to do it. So I think I told Donald, I was like, what was it? Within half an hour, I had built the new site.
Yeah.
So if one of my mods can grab the link, you can see all the cool things that there's still content that needs to go up, but this is going to segue into the merch discussion. I went ahead and integrated, because we had some t-shirts on Teespring, or, one of those ones that everybody uses. I decided to go ahead and use my own system for t-shirts because I have that online t-shirt shop that I built and have been utilizing as a side business. I was like, I can use that same system on our website. So I have merch now, and I'm pretty freaking excited about it. I think I forgot to put up an image here. I'm going to show you guys some of our merch. So we're putting together some t-shirts, we're putting together mugs and all the, the typical things for our channel. I'm trying to think of like ideas for cool things that we can put up as merch. You guys actually give us a lot of really good ideas for merch as well. So let me show you guys one of the t-shirts that I put together because I really dig some of this stuff. As soon as I remember where I put it. Oh, here it is, the gear. So this is one of the shirts that we created. And because obviously you guys know, if you've talked to us any length of time, we are big into soil building and herbalism and things like that. So this was one. Farming starts here with the little microbes. And of course it's got our logo on the back. There's a couple really cool t-shirts like that there. But if you're interested in taking a look, we actually have some coffee mugs, or a coffee mug. I'm going to put more up. Even a book bag. I don't know if they call them book bags anymore. And then another design. Backpack. See, when I was in school, they were book bags, but maybe that's not
a thing.
Did you not call them book bags?
No, we call them backpacks.
Did you guys call them book bags or backpacks? Because I'm feeling a little weird now.
Backpacks.
That's weird. Anyway, this is another design we came up with. I love this quote that microbes are nature's alchemists. So that was another t-shirt design I came up with. Actually, I made that one today. I don't know why I do that. I hit buttons that I'm not supposed to be hitting. Sorry about that. So, book bags. See, and Donald and I are the same age. I'm starting to wonder if it's regional. Big Bear calls them book bags. Matt calls them book bags. You're the only one.
I'm not the only one.
Well, who else called it? I know. I keep hitting that button. Who?
Mama Z.
So it's a Texas thing. Because you're both from Texas. That's what it is. It's not. You guys are kind of, different.
Papa Z.
What Papa Z say?
He said book bag.
Book bag. Yeah. See? You're the weird one, not me.
No. No. It's backpack.
I mean, I do like the backpack word, but
it's been backpack since second grade.
Wow. What's it like 5 years ago?
Well, thank you.
So yes, we have merch literally on our shop, our own website now. So it's all integrated in it together. I'm going to be adding all kinds of designs. We have multiple colors, multiple sizes. I'm actually really digging the book bag because could you imagine going to a festival, like we go to HOA or whatever we want to go to, and then sporting your own custom book bag or backpack for all your like camera gear or whatever that you need, like note-taking devices or whatever. Check that out. I put the logo on the bottom because a lot of people put like pins and stuff on the top or something.
What does this say right here?
That is just what the software says.
Is that what the software
and they're probably from Texas too.
It's probably because that's right.
I think you're just wrong in the head. So
It says Copper Kettle Farms backpack.
there are just people in the world that are wrong. I can't solve all the world's problems. I can only solve a couple, and that's just one of them. I don't have the spoons to solve.
It's absolutely terrible.
Teresa says, of course, I remember we just had to pack our books, no bag to it, but I'm old. Yeah.
I remember having to
Hey, Urban Bucket.
do the book covers with the newspaper.
Oh, Georgia's got a good poll. All right, here we go. Soda or pop?
Actually, Coke.
Yeah. Actually, I think we used to call it Coke too.
Yeah,
Give,
we
grab
call
me
them
a
all
Coke.
Cokes.
But other than that, it would be soda.
You
Soda I could see
Yeah.
using too.
But yeah,
Who calls them pop? It's people in like the North Midwest area, right?
Well,
like
no,
Minnesota.
Jerica called them pops too. She called it pop. I think
That's
it's
weird.
I think it's a culture thing.
That's weird. Isn't it cute though? I love that backpack. I'm gonna get one, and I can actually do. And I didn't realize this until this week. I can actually do faux leather bomber jackets, like embroidered on like the cuff or collar. What do you call it? Not the collar. What's this part of a shirt called? When you like, what's that called? Your pocket?
Lapel.
So I think the Copper Kettle Farms logo, like you see it up on the left here, is too complicated for embroidery. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna try it out. But I can do my other business logo with it. I'm pretty stoked about that.
Mama Z had it. You want a Coke? Yeah, what do you want? Maybe Dr. Pepper.
Well, I call it a backpack because I'm sitting here looking at it, I think. And Donald's got me all flustered. So
You're welcome.
Soda or the name of the one I want. And then we got Coke.
First, Matt's
Coke.
weird.
See, a lot of people do Coke.
Yeah. That's that marketing that Gary was talking about. If you do good marketing, you are now established as that product.
Yeah, like Band-Aid. Band-Aid's actually the brand name.
Yeah. Or Velcro. I
or
thought
Xerox.
Velcro was the actual item, but no, it's a brand name.
Yeah.
It's Hook and Loop. Velcro Hook and Loop.
Is that the official product name?
Hook and Loop? Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Velcro I thought was that's just the type of product it was. But no, that's the brand. And then Xerox is the same way. You're not allowed to say Xerox like
Kleenex.
in a marketing. Kleenex, yeah. But a lot of that was established in like old school marketing, like 50s and 60s when advertising agencies were like Mad Men. Oh, thank you, Georgia Suburban Homestead. That was the other thing I was going to mention, actually. So the members that you see with the goats, the blue goats, because we love our blue. I love our blue here. For the ones that are the mid-level, which is the inner yard level, which I think is the $6 a month one, we're going ahead and doing a permanent 20% off all Copper Kettle Farms merch. So the join button is, and not every channel has it, but once you get to a certain, once you get to monetization level, which is 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch hours that aren't considered shorts, then you get monetized. So you can like have ads on your videos.
Become millionaires.
No. It is hard to make a lot of money on YouTube, but you can also establish membership levels and people subscribe, like our lowest one's like $1.99 a month. And it's just to support the channel. And then a lot of channels give gifts. Some of our gifts that we've given out is we've given out free books. We've given out books. Well, I haven't given these for free. Well, no, I've given these as giveaways.
Oh, you didn't do them as the monthly thing? Okay.
Yeah. We've given herbal magazines, a lot of herbal stuff. And I'll probably do some membership giveaways where it's members only to win more free products because I love the product stuff. But yes, we have 3 levels. The Kindred level is the very basic level. It's like $1.99 a month. The next one up is like $6.99. That's the inner yard level. That's the one that's going to get 20% off Copper Kettle Farms merch forever. What? And then there's another one up. We're doing another huge announcement next week. I'm not going to do it this week. Of a perk that they're going to get. We don't have anybody at that level. We have one at at the mid-level, and Mama 𝙂 just said new member. I knew she was a member before.
Well, it's upgraded.
Did she upgrade? Is that what it said?
Yep.
See, StreamYard doesn't always tell me. Oh, see, Mama 𝙂 will now get 20% off all of our merch forever, and there'll be extra perks too. There's other perks. So yeah, it's a long process. I would tell you what though, and some people argue with my advice for growing channel. So take what I say with a grain of salt, but take everybody else's advice with a grain of salt too. You just do you. But we were at 768 subs in November of 2019, I want to say. Or was it 20? Might have been 2020. I think it was 2020. So I did 3 shorts. And they weren't great shorts. I just picked up my phone. We went out and bought some hot chocolate bombs. They were all the rage. Like people were talking about hot chocolate bombs left and right. So I picked up my phone. I did 3 shorts. The first one went viral, got us 2.7 million views in a very short period of time. It went viral and then got us thousands and thousands of subs. The second one went viral because people were like, oh, you're supposed to pour the milk on first, or something. Like I had to do it the opposite way. And then that one went viral with like another 1.7 subs or 1.7 million views, and then another couple thousand subs. And then we did a third one, and that one also went viral. So we did three back to back, but they were all shorts. And a lot of people don't like shorts. I love shorts. I think they're a fantastic compliment to a channel because it's like glimpses or insights into funny, quick things that just aren't really meant for a large video. And so that's how we went within months from 768 members to almost 11,000 members or subs. And we're at 4.7 million views now, just from shorts. They're still my biggest moneymaker, to be honest. And okay, here's another pro tip for you. If you want to grow your channel, is post something that is innocent, but is going to piss people off. I say this because a lot of the comments we got, which I think is what made those videos go so big, is people mad at me because the milk wasn't hot enough to melt the chocolate. It's the weirdest freaking thing, but it's true. There's actually, I read an article of a girl, and I know I've talked about this before, who writes for Medium. And if you're not familiar with Medium, it's like a, almost like a blogging platform where you write articles and you can get paid for it. And she purposely writes articles and puts something wrong in it each time because there's always someone out there that has to point out, well, actually, something that's wrong. And every time someone reads it, she makes money. So there's definitely value in starting conversation, even if it's like something wrong. I guess we'll put it that way. So that's just random YouTube stuff. But you'll find a lot of really good YouTube information with some of these people. Mama 𝙂, Big Bear Homestead, all very experienced YouTubers. And if you haven't joined the Homesteaders Hub, you might have seen me post in small YouTube Homesteaders. But if one of my mods can post a link below to Homesteaders Hub, the group, we did start a group, or I started a group. I started actually a separate social network just for homesteaders, for people that kind of want to get away from Facebook and all of that. And it's been kind of slow lately because I just kind of took a break. But it's a group that's for homesteaders. I teach marketing because I actually own a digital agency that does marketing. Where, people are posting tips to YouTube. People are giving feedback. People are just promoting their videos. Like, it's going to be a whole big thing. It's just still building. So, and it's free to join. So feel free to join that and join the Homesteaders Hub, homesteadershub.com. That's going to be part of my big announcement next week, something that I'm going to be featuring there also for our members. So, hey, Crazy Ed, how are you doing?
I already said hi.
Well, am I talking too fast?
No.
I can't always tell.
No. Do you see my eyes glossing over?
Well, I don't really look at you.
Oh.
Yeah, Big Bear
You cut me deep just
Big Bear Homestead was the first homesteading channel, so they are very good to know. They have been through it since the beginning. I'm in Homesteaders Hub and small. Perfect. I think that'll be a good place for you then, because one of my goals this year is to start doing more with the hub and getting that going. So
yeah,
nobody's talking to you.
That's why I throw in my own words.
Your own words? Yes, your own words.
It's my own whatever.
Oh, thank you, Crazy. I'm gonna post that because that's just sweet. You and your husband are amazing people.
Why do you have to be first?
Because I am first.
Oh, it's messed up.
So yeah, the merch we're really excited about. It comes in all different colors, all different sizes, small. I think it could go up to like 5X on the t-shirts. Coffee mugs. I'm going to do some beanies.
I should have worn my other one.
Yeah, I should have worn my business one. I don't know where it's at. But you're going to see a lot more merch. But it's launched. It's ready to go. And you can order as many as you want. So there you go. Hike with Mike. Welcome, welcome. But the other thing I wanted to talk about today was tea gardens.
Tea gardens.
Tea gardens.
Let's do it.
So one of the things that we're going to do, Mama Z said, looking good. Way to go on your weight loss. Yeah, Don, how much have you lost?
20 pounds.
20 pounds.
Since
you know how much I've lost?
Since January 1st.
2. What is that? Why does he get to lose the 20 pounds?
So I lost 20 pounds and I lost a shirt size. I went from XL, borderline XL, double XL to large XL borderline.
Yeah.
Depending on what brand.
Yeah. He's doing great. I am not, but we're working on it.
We're working on it.
People want to be the expert. Yeah, that's the thing. With YouTube, you just got to dive in. Like, if I had waited until I was an expert, I still wouldn't have started my channel because none of us are ever experts.
Well, it's like there's a guy on TikTok. His whole channel is him commenting against the experts that comment on his stuff. Like, he'll talk about...
What?
Well, like, so let's say, so he'll make a comment where he'll talk about he just put a concrete pad in. And he talks about how he didn't do it himself. He looked it up, did this right here. And then everybody that comments are experts. Well, you did it this wrong. You did this right here wrong. You should have done this. And that's his whole channel. So he just does those in response to them. Like, you can make a whole channel about responding to people commenting about your stuff.
Our Georgia Suburban said, if you're losing weight, stop it. I keep finding it. Right. Right. So Jason said he's going to catch up to you, by the way. So I think that between you and him, rather than do by pound, you should do percentage. Like, let's say, yeah, this is how I used to do it, because some people have more, like I have way more weight to lose than Donald does.
Oh, I see.
But let's say I wanted to lose 50 pounds. Donald wants to lose 20. And we say, well, I've lost 10% of my goal to lose, and he's lost 15%. So it's easier to compare, I guess. So maybe you and Jason should be in a race.
Well, let me see here.
And then I'm going to come in and destroy you both. So there you go. Hike with Mike. My channel is mellow and laid back. I think most folks don't want drama. Yeah, I'm not big on drama, but I will say, for some reason, I attract it, and I don't know why. Because I'm one of, like, you know how there's like a community of YouTube homesteaders? I'm very much on the outside of that. I have a couple friends, obviously, Big Bear, Mama Z, Making Lemonade from Lemons, Natural NC, all really, really good friends of mine. But for some reason, there's people that I don't talk to. You know, they just like, somehow you find out they're talking drama, and I'm like, what?
So I've lost 28% of my goal.
Oh, wow. So there you go, Jason. What is your percentage that you've lost out of your goal? Our Georgia Homestead says, have to go shoot a video, catch you later. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, hours are always a good thing. So we love that. When drama responds, I just delete them. Yeah. There was one that tried to start some stuff in our comments like a month ago. on the hot chocolate bomb videos, she tried to turn it into some kind of racial issue. And I'm like, but it's just chocolate and milk. Like, all I did was pour milk over chocolate. I wasn't trying to be, but you know, there's just people that want to make an issue. What is your goal weight? Yeah, his goal weight's 180. So how many pounds are you planning to lose?
70.
70. So
technically 74.
Yeah. So we're going like percentage of how much he's lost of his goal.
Yeah, so I'm just doing 70 pounds.
Now keep in mind, Donald, I don't want to say this, it sounds mean, is short.
I'm not short, I'm average height. Average, is this right? 5'7" is average, right? Is that average? Ladies?
So so his target weight's gonna be different. Of course, I don't know how tall Jason is. Hey, Black's Tropical Homestead, welcome.
Jason feels like a 5'7" kind of guy.
I don't know. Robin seems pretty tall. I think he's. I'm gonna say 5. Taller? I'm gonna say 5'10". Jason, are you 5'10"? Y'all don't want to know how much I gotta lose. We ain't gonna talk about it. We're just gonna do it. Yesterday was not a good day for it. We decided to spend the day with Dad. We took him out to breakfast. We decided we wanted fried chicken for dinner. It is what it is. That's his target weight also. So he's 5'10". So you're both going to 180. So you could race to 180.
Well, yeah, I like the 180 weight because for some reason the books, all the books for a 5'7", 155 pounds is ideal weight for me. And I'm like, no. I haven't been 155 pounds since 17 since basic.
Yeah.
That was fucking 23, 24 years ago.
Yeah, and for me, I'm 5'10"-ish. And they want me to be like 160, 165. And to me, honestly, I feel like that's too small. And we want to bulk up too. Like we plan to lift weight and bulk up. So that's not going to.
They don't take into consideration muscle mass when you do those kind of sizes.
Yeah. I keep saying we're going to talk about the tea garden.
Let's talk about the tea garden.
Vivier said 160 for me. Yeah. Hike with Mike says, I have a great weight loss program. Not going to say what my occupation is, but the stress from it keeps me slim. Well, I mean, that sucks. I mean, I guess it's good that you were slim, but no, I doubt the hiking's stressful. He probably hikes to get away from the stress. Right. That's what I assume. But
yeah, so far all I've been doing is just calorie deficit.
Yeah, we do calorie deficit and workouts. My goal is to work out 4 times a week. Yeah. Is that your goal too? 4 times a week?
At least, yeah.
Yeah, minimum 4 times a week. And then I'm trying to stick under 1,500 calories. Now, when I had lost weight years and years ago, I did it very unhealthily. I was limiting myself to 500 calories a day for many, many months. And then my nutritionist said, you can't do that anymore. So I upped it to 900 and I lost tons of weight, almost all the weight I wanted to lose. I've gained some of it back, COVID. I'm not going to do that again. I could, but I'm going to do between 1,000 and 1,500. So maybe like 1,200 is my ultimate goal. I think that'll be safer. So I can take away from the stress. Yeah. Robin does want me below 200. I would love to be below 200. They call it Wonderland, being back in the 100s.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. Wonderland. That's what it's called.
Oh, one?
Yeah, Wonderland. He wants to know what your calorie intake is per day.
Oh, let's look.
Just don't look at yesterday's.
Well, my budget. I'll tell you what my budget is. My minimum budget is $19.50 for calories.
But if he works out, that goes up.
If I work out, that budget goes up.
But we don't want to keep raising the food budget with the workout budget.
I still just do 1,950 calories.
Yeah, but you try to do less than that, right?
Yeah, you want less than that. I usually go between 1,200 and 1,500.
Yeah, we're more closer to the 1,500 a day.
I've also been trying to keep an eye on sodium levels.
It's hard.
It is very hard.
There's
the higher your sodium
salt
levels,
in everything.
the more water retention you keep up, so you don't lose a lot of weight.
Hey, Albany Mountain.
So I've been keeping the calories down and then the sodium levels down, and they've just been dropping pound and a half a week.
This is actually a good time to do our commercial. We started doing these last week, and I really dig it since we don't really have a sponsor, but we do have an affiliate program. So we're going to take just a second to show you our cool commercial that I made.
As you know, it is seed buying and starting season, and we are so excited to grow with all of you, both in the garden and on YouTube. That's why we buy a lot of our seeds from Mary's Heirloom Seeds. Mary has grown her business from scratch to give us an affordable option for buying and growing our own food in the garden. She provides over 800 varieties of heirloom seeds, regular gardening tips and tricks, and the opportunity for all of us to continue supporting small businesses. So if you're ready to get down in the dirt, consider buying from our affiliate link below to order directly from Mary's Heirloom Seeds.
There it is. Commercial. I think that's so cool. I think it's a really good way to support the channels that you're affiliated with too. So I like the idea of doing that. His way. Welcome, welcome. Big Bear says he burns about 4,000 calories a day. Oh, wow.
That's nice.
Yeah, Donald, when he's at the plant, it's pretty easy for him to get at least 10,000 steps in. Me being at home, working from home in my studio, and then, it's not like we have a big property. I have not. I have not been able to get to 10,000 steps. I would like to. We're actually thinking about, you got us all talking about fitness now, buying some bikes, because in Gettysburg, we have all these bike trails and
hiking trails,
battlefields and stuff. So we're thinking about buying some bikes and then just go for a bike ride. Because again, we don't have a lot of property. We have things we can do. Like I've got tractor tires that we flip and weights that we can lift. Like we have stuff we can do, certainly. But I definitely like the idea of some bikes. And I thought
diversity. Yeah,
diversity. And then maybe I can stop off in the woods and find some mushrooms or some herbs or something. I don't know. Some wild foraging. I think would be nice. Black's Tropical Homestead, welcome to the channel. Our latest kindred. Love that kettle kindred. Get out there and hike. Yes, hiking too is another thing we want to do. And we did that for a while when we first got together. We went to Ghidorah's and did some hiking. So yeah, that's another thing I want to do. Especially we got some woods out back we can hike in.
Yeah, and that's
Stringfield.
When I was here, when I first moved up here, I was down to 175.
Oh yeah, I was feeding him, like we were doing strict like Whole30 and paleo.
And then I got that job in Frederick.
And that stress, I think the stress.
Stress was a big one.
It just makes you get fat. So
yeah, I gained
no morals.
I gained 80. Yeah. 80 pounds.
Well, and some of that good cooking.
Yeah. But yeah, so the bikes though, also when we get the bikes, we're also gonna get the little bike stand that you put the back wheel on, and you can make it a stationary bike.
Yeah.
So that way we're just gonna do the same thing, just do both.
Yeah. So, but we're all in. We're all in on getting this done. He's doing way better than I am, and yeah, we'll get it done. Farmer Brad, welcome. Did you get your book yet? I sent them out.
Yeah, he sent things for the book.
Oh, perfect. Mama Z, you should have gotten your book too then. Right? Maybe. All right. While that's...
So what about teas?
Teas. We're going to talk about teas. So one of the things I want to do, and I don't remember where I heard the concept, but it makes sense, is make a tea garden. We don't drink a lot of tea, but a lot of the things that you can make into teas is also good for other herbal medicine. And we do love herbal medicine. That's where we talk about some tea garden stuff here. The farm work doesn't cut it. I tell you what, wintertime, I don't want to do farm work. So
yeah.
Anyway. And there's some herbs that are apparently popular in some of these teas that I had never heard of before. Like Cramp Bark. Have you guys heard of Cramp Bark? Like that's the name of it. It's not the scientific name. Actually, the scientific name, let me see if I can find it, is Viburnum opalus. But I mean, it's grown in northern Asia and Europe, so it's probably not around here. But I've never heard of cramp bark. But I'm like, as a woman, that might be something good to have on hand, at least. Use the bark of it, obviously, but it's supposed to relieve abdominal pain, cramps, bloating, backache, and all of that. Now, again, any herbs that are discussed here, I just have to do a quick, disclaimer. Does not constitute herbal advice or medicinal advice or health advice, and it is recommended you talk to your doctor before switching to any herbal remedies. So, Stringfield says she does a lot of her medicines as teas. Yes, that is. It's a good way to do it, especially because when you're drinking liquid, it absorbs into your system so much easier than like
we were talking about that earlier.
Pills.
It absorbs faster.
Yeah, definitely. So cramp bark's not one I had heard of before, but I know some of the common things that I like to make teas for is like if you have a cough or something like that, cold and flu, I do a lot of teas for that. And
teas and syrups.
Teas and syrups. So one of the teas that I really want to have this year, especially with us doing a lot of the working out. And let me tell you, him losing the weight that he's done has given him so much more energy, and obviously switching away from the really horrible job that he had. So he's like a buzzard, springboard and a buzzard's butt, I think is what they call it. But there are times where we get fatigued. So one of the teas that I want to start making is basically it's 1 part rosemary leaf and then 1 part ginseng root. And then of course like 8 ounces of hot water or something. But not just those, like peppermint's really good for like a wake up. And then yerba mate, I'm not sure how you say it. Never heard of that one, but I think I've seen it in the store in a tea mixture for waking you up, getting you energized and stuff like that. Bet he's in a better mood also. He is. He went and did dishes today, and I was just like, I didn't have to ask. He just went and did it. I'm like, okay, let's keep going. Apple cider vinegar once a day. Yes. Apple cider vinegar. Let me tell you about apple cider vinegar.
Oh, good Lord.
Well, no, I love apple cider vinegar. I love to eat it. But I started taking apple cider vinegar a swig every day because one, it helps when I have a sore throat, feel that coming on. It helps, like it stings a little going down, but it cures my sore throat like really quickly when you actually have the pain. But I went to a heart doctor once, and this was before I started having my current heart problems after I stopped taking my apple cider vinegar. But even when I was really overweight, he's like, you have the healthiest heart I've ever seen for an overweight person. And I was like, well, that's really cool. But I found out later that people in the southeast of the country, North Carolina, Carolina barbecue is very big on using its vinegar base, whereas Texas had higher heart disease because they don't use vinegar in their barbecue sauce. And so I thought that was really interesting because it helps keep your arteries clear, and it helps break up a lot of things in your system that you just don't think about. So I'm all about apple cider vinegar. Plus it's really good on fries. So off to chase another snake. Bomber Steve, I'm so glad when you stop by. Making sure I'm not missing any comments. Warm lemon water in the morning helps jumpstart your metabolism. Yes, I've heard that a lot too. Now, one of the things we want to start doing is obviously helping our gut flora, your gut health. So they say if you drink like a cup of chicken broth, homemade broth in the morning, that's supposed to be really healthy for you. Helps build up the correct bacteria you need in your gut. So when we make our broth, I mean, I just freeze it all. I'm just going to keep a bag in the fridge so that we can heat it up. And it's like drinking chicken soup without the noodles, I guess.
It's just like soil.
Yeah.
A healthy soil requires good bacteria, healthy bacteria.
Yes.
Healthy body requires a healthy gut, good gut bacteria.
Yes.
Same thing.
So another tea that is good to have, especially if you're doing diet changes, you're going to have instances where your you have diarrhea, or you have constipation. So a good constipation tea is to have 1 part of anise seeds. I'm not a big anise person. I don't really like licorice flavor, like the black licorice. Dad loves it. It's not me. I'm not big on it. And then 2 parts of dandelion root are supposed to help with constipation. So
now, what is the other thing about the licorice?
Licorice is also, and there's conflicting information, but I go by a lot of what Rosemary Gladstar says because that's the herbal course that I'm taking right now. But licorice is supposed to help you hold on to water. I don't take it because my issue is right now with the heart problems I have been having. I have edema occasionally, so I'm holding on to water too much already. So I want to do like chickweed and dandelion where it's more of a diuretic and helps you get rid of water. But a lot of people I've been told, and again, not medical advice, but if you are about to go on a long trip, they do this a lot in the Middle East, apparently, especially where you have desert areas, is doing licorice root helps you hold on to water so you can actually last longer without water. Whereas normally it's like, 3 days that we're supposed to go without water. You can actually last longer with enough licorice root because your body's holding on to so much water.
Sometimes now, again, even 3 or 4.
Is that from a movie? What movie is that from? Is that from Tremors?
You mean he just sat up there and died of thirst?
That takes a couple days, doesn't it? Sometimes even 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
We quote that movie religiously, by the way. So if you haven't seen Tremors.
Tremor, the first one.
The first one, yeah. Bone broth will help repair joints. Yeah, anything with collagen. I actually have, can you grab the collagen jar up there? A jar of the collagen that's water soluble because I put it in with my coffee and stuff. The blue or the green jar is the collagen that dissolves well, hot or cold water. And then you've got the red one that's more for like creating gummies and stuff. It's the one that doesn't dissolve. So yeah, there it says at the top, hot or cold, liquid soluble. So, and you don't taste it as long as you mix it up well anyway. I guess you might be able to like taste a little texture if you don't mix it up well. But another good thing to put in your, if you do the morning's chicken broth or if you do the morning protein shake or whatever you do, mix some of that in, and that's supposed to help with your joints too. So I keep that in here for that. Matt says the later Tremors are just bonkers and fun. I have not seen them. I don't want to ruin myself because I've heard they're really bad. Yes, Tinker's wife is correct. Your roommate is a good energy booster without the caffeine jitters. Yeah, I don't want to do the caffeine stuff with the heart stuff that I've been having, so I think that might help a little bit. Black's Tropical Homestead says, my friend had wine every day when I cut her back to champagne. Occasionally she lived till 108. Wow. Love that. Never enough time. Welcome, welcome. Thyme is another herb I really love. Speaking of thyme, good cough syrup or cough tea. There's all kinds of cough syrups you can do. But if you do a mix of thyme and horehound, that makes a really good cough tea. Like 1 part thyme, 2 parts horehound. And then, of course, 8 ounces of water makes a pretty good tea for coughs. And it does that because when you're coughing, your body's trying to basically get rid of bacteria and get rid of stuff. So a lot of these will help to, what do you call that? An expectorant, maybe? I don't know what the word is for it.
Expectorant? Expectorant?
Yeah.
Is it expectorant?
Some other good herbs
Expectant?
for you can use for cough though are also peppermint, anise, and slippery elm. I've never grown slippery elm. Like I've never had it available. So these are some herbs. And I've seen anise in a lot. We have a lot of peppermint, but I've never grown anise. So I'm thinking that might be something we have to add to our tea garden this year because it is in a lot of different tea recipes, despite the fact that I don't really like the flavor. So there's that.
Flavor of what?
Anise.
Anise. Well, it's like licorice.
Exactly. That's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
I like Twizzlers. So horehound, we've grown a lot. Thyme comes back every year. We've got plenty of time. I do want to move it though, because we have it mostly in our vegetable garden. I kind of want to move it over into the tea garden. scraping time. We were talking about constipation earlier. If you have the opposite issue, diarrhea, then you want to look at raspberry leaf and bilberry fruit. Have any of you ever grown bilberry fruit? I have tons of raspberries, but I've never grown bilberry. I don't even know what it would look like.
I've watched Bilbo.
That's not the same thing.
No. Okay.
So bilberry is something I want to look at this year as well in the tea garden.
Do a little Google.
Apparently, bilberry is good for inhibiting bacterial growth in the gut, which makes me question, like, good bacteria, bad bacteria, can it make a difference? Maybe if you have an infection, it would be good.
Oh.
But otherwise, I probably wouldn't want to drink too much of it. Like, logically, that would be sound, right?
Apparently, it looks like a blueberry.
Oh, blueberry, bilberry. Also, the bilberry also helps soothe eye strain. It's supposed to aid in non-insulin dependent type 2 diabetes. I'm curious how it does that. Oh, it increases insulin production and decreases blood sugar levels. But again, not medical advice. We are not doctors. And then it'll decrease throat inflammation. So bilberry sounds like it's very useful to have. I'm going to have to look up. You basically use the fruit and the leaf for that.
What is that one that makes men happy?
Borage.
Borage. I guess it's a good mood one.
But yeah, the depression herbs. Let me show you. I have like St. John's wort's good. Here we go. Yeah, St. John's. So an anti-depression tea. If you're feeling down, I might try this. I've had emotional days every now and then. I had one not too long ago, and maybe I should just have a tea to cheer up. I don't know. But what?
I don't know why, but for some reason that makes me like, I just see a future like you're like depressed, whatever, and you're very emotional, and I'm just like, ugh, here, have a tea.
Give me the tea.
Give me the tea.
I might. So 1 part lemon balm leaf, which I love having lemon balm because the bees love it. They love anything lemon. Lemon basil, lemon peppermint, lemon balm. So lemon's good to have in your garden regardless, but now you can use it in a tea to make you happier. 1 part hawthorn leaf, flower or berry. And hawthorn's also good for the heart in general. So that's something I definitely want to grow this year to help with heart and blood pressure and things like that. And then, of course, the St. John's wort, you would be 2 parts of that. So 1 part of the first 2 and then 2 parts of that to make a nice tea. You can also use ginseng, lavender for depression teas. Lavender would make me sleepy, though. I mean, I love the flavor and I love it as a tea. But I've never heard of lavender as an antidepressant. But I guess maybe it's a mood thing.
Well, I guess if it knocks you out.
If it knocks you out, right?
You're not depressed now, you're sleeping.
Hey, Blind got his wife in their life. I just wanted to let you know, since we talked about it earlier in the live, we just launched some merch on our website because we also relaunched our website, copperkettlefarms.com. And one of the things we added to the merch happens to be all the Inner Yard members who are the middle tier and up get 20% off all Copper Kettle Farms merch. So I thought that was a really cool.
So question, Copper Kettle Farms merch, so that's anything that has our logo on it?
Yeah, anything that's ours specific. Now, next week, we're going to have a big announcement also regarding merch. But I'm not going to talk about it today. But next week is going to be massive. And that's going to affect our channel members as well. So
make sure you're here next week.
Make sure you're here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Did I miss any other comments? Oh, never enough time said they're home safe and Bill's hospital stay in treatment went well. I'm glad to hear that. I'm thinking about you guys. Tinker's wife says she likes drinking collagen and chicken broth and spicing it up a bit. It's a tasty drink. Nice. Do you do that every day? I've been thinking about trying to do it every day. Stringfield wants to help work on moods that help her herbs. No, herbs that help her moods.
Her herbs are down.
I was talking about Two Family Homestead earlier today because I hadn't seen him in a while, and I was like, Cheryl and Derry, and I was like, wait a minute, this is not how this works. It's not Cheryl and Derry, it's Daryl and Sherry. So there's that. My brain. So inflammation is another thing that a lot of us deal with. Things like arthritis are basically inflammation in the joints. This is a good tea to help with inflammation. And this has 2 things in it that I absolutely want in our tea garden this year. Rose hips, 1 part rose hips, 1 part nettle. Nettle, obviously, everybody loves it. The nettle is like a powerhouse. Let me tell you, nettle's a powerhouse when it comes to herbs. The issue is, 1, I don't have any here. And 2, it kind of sucks to gather.
It's a bit prickly.
It's a bit prickly, but it's very powerful medicinally. So it's a circulatory stimulant, blood tonic, antiseptic, astringent, and antidepressant. So there's another one to add to the list of happy herbs. And it's a diuretic, which I need because, again, I get edema sometimes. So sometimes it stimulates lactation, though. So Big Bear Homestead, I'm just saying, Jason, you might not want to have too much of the nettle.
Got milk?
Induces wakefulness and lends energy. So that could be another one for the fatigue tea as well. And then improves aches and joints, gout, rheumatism, beneficial to the urinary tract, gallbladder and kidneys, helps with PMS. So it's basically, it's got histamine, so it helps with your allergies and stuff too. Nettle, I just want nettle. I said that nettle promotes lactation, so that you should not take it so much, Jason. Stringfield says, we have tons of nettle here. I use it a lot and could never use it all. See, I want nettle. I don't know if we have any out in the woods out back, but
we're probably due somewhere.
But we have some open area back there that I want to have, like, it's not somewhere we go often. So I think it's a great place to put nettle. So I'm not like accidentally stinging myself. Carol came running back in a buck blew at her. That's funny. Yeah, nettle seems like it's probably of the top 3 that I want to grow this year for the tea garden, for a tea garden. So nettle's a good one to look at. And what was the other one I said? Oh, rose hips.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
So we want lots of rose hips. Rose hips are really powerful in vitamin C too, I believe. So that's another one I want to try to get more of. IBS. A lot of people deal with IBS. A good tummy tamer tea would be 1 part lemon balm leaf. And I'm trying to also come up with herbs that are useful across multiple uses. So lemon balm we talked about earlier, ginger root, and then that cramp bark. Again, I've never heard of this cramp bark.
Let's see here,
Cramp bark. That's something I don't know that we can grow here. If it grows in Europe and Asia, I mean, it may not. I don't know. But I'm interested in it because a lot of, I use the moon tea that I think Yogi puts it out maybe, but it's really good for cramps when it's your time of the month. But maybe this cramp bark.
It's a flowering shrub.
Bring me a shrubbery. Insomnia, another good one. Insomnia. So you have your typical like chamomile is good for sleeping. They don't include lavender in this, which I'm surprised as a recommendation. But there's definitely been a lot of times lately, and I've just been taking melatonin to sleep where I just get overwhelmed and I can't sleep. But this is a sleep tight tea that involves 1 part lemon balm, which again, another useful use of the herb. Bees love it. 1 part chamomile and then 2 part hops. I actually don't like hops. I'm not a hops person. I don't drink beer. I don't like the flavor of hops. So I probably would take the hops out for me. Other people can do 2 part hops. And I would replace that with lavender or something. You could also do licorice or valerian. Valerian would be good. Valerian would actually be really good.
Yeah, we can grow it here, by the way.
Good.
The cramp bark.
So I'm going to grow some cramp bark, guys. I'm going to get some this year. I'm going to grow it. And then if you guys want cramp bark, you let me know. That's another thing we're probably going to do in our store eventually is sell some of our herbs and herb mixtures. But that won't be coming until later this year. So yeah, melatonin's legit. I snore and drool on myself when I take melatonin. Papa Z's still here, just quiet and watching. Tinker's wife said, what are you saying?
I didn't say anything.
I saw you point on that screen. What is that?
Oh, talking about you snoring and drooling.
That's great. Patty says a couple times a day I drink 8 ounces, helps hair and nails too.
darn
Which one is she talking about? I might be. Oh, she might be talking about nettle.
other screen.
Nettle makes a great lasagna. Really? Have you done a video on that? Because I'd be really interested in that. Like seriously, would be interested in that. Take it in about 30 minutes. I'm out. Yeah, we take it before bed, and then we'll do like a quick Sudoku together, and then we're out. That's been our evenings lately. We're trying not to do as much TikTok in the evenings because I think that stimulates us a little too much. But we'll do a quick Sudoku or something.
Because that definitely does not stimulate my
Yeah, that makes me. Ugh.
Who picked the hard one?
You. He's really good at Sudoku, by the way. So blood sugar, not so sweet tea. If you're looking for ways to lower your blood sugar, this might be a good one. It's 1 part sage and then 2 parts burdock. I already grow sage for various reasons. I really like having sage. I've never grown burdock though, but I know that burdock is also supposed to help with a lot of other things that I think were relevant to me. I want to say one of them was, what was it? Is that even in here? Yes. Antibacterial, antifungal, good for athletic recovery. Actually, with us doing all of this working out, that might be a good tea for us to keep around. Like after evening workouts, have a nice tea with some burdock, and then maybe the sleep tight herbs might be a good idea. So that could be an interesting one. Now, marshmallow is another one that I see recommended in a lot of different things. I've never grown marshmallow. Have you guys ever grown that? I'm always interested in that.
I'll just get them in the store.
Not those type of marshmallows. Horsetail is another one I'm interested in for my hair and my skin. It's supposed to be really good for, because it's rich in silica, it's really good for your hair. It's also an astringent, diuretic, styptic, and a tissue and kidney tonic. So that can't be all bad. That's it. We are getting a tea garden this year. Have you tried butternut squash ravioli with brown butter sage sauce? No, I must have this.
With a hint of sage.
With a hint of sage. Movie quote. If you get it, I might give you something. That actually sounds really good, though. Butternut squash ravioli. Did you buy this or did you do a video? Because this sounds really delicious. Tinker's wife just says, just wear long sleeves, long pants, and gloves when you do harvest nettle. It doesn't go through clothing. That's good to know. I just don't have any here. I also need to learn to identify chickweed because I want to do a lot of harvesting of chickweed this year. I know we have jewelweed. I'm assuming we have chickweed. I know we've got plenty of plantain. Plenty of raspberry. So I think that's one of the things I'm going to do. So Stringfield Ridge Farm, who's also a channel member, does so much on wild foraging and stuff. She's a really good channel to check out, by the way, if you're interested in this. Viburnum opulus can be grown here, but it's possibly invasive in some areas of the U.S. Okay, that's good to know.
Is that bark?
Yeah.
That cramp bark?
Cramp bark.
Cramp
bark.
We don't call it that verbatim here.
We call it cramp bark. That's what it feels like. Hawthorn is another one I want to grow because it stabilizes blood pressure. I actually bought Dad a bunch of hawthorn tea a while back, but he wouldn't drink it. My dad's very, what do you call it, resistant to trying some of the herbal stuff because, I don't know, I've noticed I once had his doctor or him ask his doctor if he could take curcumin, turmeric, because it's known to help prevent the onset of Alzheimer's. And my dad's father, my grandfather, he died from Alzheimer's. And it was very bad, like Alzheimer's. It was very, it was just bad. So my dad's 71. He's forgetful now and then, but it's not like my grandfather died at 72. My dad's 71. They're nothing alike in terms of where they are in their lives at that age. So I told Dad, I was like, why don't you ask your doctor if you can take this curcumin? I'll buy it in pill form and stuff. And he was just very scared to do it. So he never did it. Now he sees these commercials for these turmeric gummies. And he's like, maybe I should try that. It helps to prevent or block the progression of Alzheimer's. And I was like, Dad, that's the same thing. that I told you about 15 years ago. But another thing I wanted him to try was hawthorn, because again, he's diabetic, and and this combats anemia too. It's good for circulation. He's got circulatory issues. But again, I would have him always ask his doctor first. But the problem is, when I had he asked his doctor about curcumin, his doctor had no idea what I was talking about. What is curcumin? Sounds weird. But this was, again, like 15 years ago. So maybe, I don't know, maybe medicine has progressed in a way since then. But it's frustrating because there aren't always doctors that are supportive of herbal medicine, when prior to 1940, that's what medicine was. It was apothecaries and herbal medicines and tinctures and teas and things like that. It wasn't an aspirin and all of that. So
it was willow bark.
Willow bark. We specifically planted a willow tree next to our stream so that I could have willow bark for natural aspirin. Or willow bark tea or something like that, which is another, it's a pain reliever. So the Cheyenne used it all the time in local Native American medicine. So Albany Mountain says, I fry the sage first to flavor the butter. Oh, sounds so good. Set it aside, add ravioli to the butter. Half a cup water, cook till water has evaporated. Plate and fried sage on top.
Plate with fried sage.
With fried sage on top. So how do you do, did you do the ravioli? Did you buy the ravioli? I think I've seen butternut squash ravioli at Aldi's. Aldi's. Yeah, thyme is really big for me in some of our dishes. Thyme, to me, when you put it in, like when you're cooking a turkey or a chicken, it just tastes like Thanksgiving. I don't know. I just love it. Talking about drinking collagen and broth drink. Okay, makes sense. Marshmallow is pretty easy to grow. Bees like it too. Does like regular water and even wetter soils. Oh, so that might be good for some of our wetter areas around here for the marshmallow. Take care, Urban Bucket. I appreciate you. And then stress. We'll do a stress one. I know we're getting to the end of our live stream tonight, but so stress. Everybody deals with stress. I certainly deal with stress. Ginseng is always been helpful for fighting stress, like long-lasting chronic stress. And ginkgo is good for managing sudden onset stress. So having both of them around, if you're having not saying it would help with panic attack, but it could. And again, not medical advice. You need to talk to a doctor before you do anything. But ginseng has been known to help with chronic stress. Then there's chronic fatigue, which is where you would bring in your licorice root. And then chamomile and peppermint are both herbs that have been shown to be soothing and calming to the nervous and digestive symptoms. So a good de-stress tea could be 1 part chamomile, 1 part licorice root, and then 2 parts ginkgo leaf, if that's your flavor. I would struggle with the licorice, though.
Is the ginkgo biloba, or is that completely different?
I'm pretty sure it's ginkgo biloba.
Okay.
And I think that's the one that's also supposed to help with your memory, too, right? There's also, you can do peppermint, helps with stress because it's cooling. And cooling kind of helps. It helps basically all the fibers of your innards kind of just chill. Whereas cayenne would be the exact opposite. It would make you heated. So, and one of the things Rosemary Gladstar says that if you're like me and you get cold feet a lot,
you just put them on your husband.
Put them on your husband. Or you could sprinkle a little bit of cayenne in your shoes. This was actually mentioned in my cayenne video I did back ways. But if it gets too hot, like you're only supposed to do a little bit, you can actually counter that with ginger, which I thought was very interesting. Never thought about putting either of those in my shoes. I guess it could work. I feel like it would stink mixed with feet smell, but whatever.
Consequences to actions.
Audie's. Albany says, I think Audi may have the squash ravioli. Walmart also had it for a while. I'll check. We actually went to Audi today, so I'll have to check in 2 weeks when we go again. You guys are motivating me tonight. Good. So some of the stuff I've been talking about tonight is actually in a book I got from TSC, but it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. It is called The Good Living Guide to Medicinal Tea. And it's something that Rosemary Gladstar recommends as well. Never take just one book as an answer. always verify it with at least 2. If you get 2 to 3 resources that say the same thing, then it's probably reliable. If you have one book that says something completely off the wall and nobody else says it, it's probably BS. So it's a good standard to go by because you don't know. You know, we're not scientists in the way that a lot of these people are. So if you are interested in that book, I'm actually going to post a link below because obviously we're all built on Amazon.
And while she's doing that, one thing we kind of started looking at, our county has a Farm Bureau newsletter.
Oh, yes.
And they talk about different things that affects farmers and all that kind of, mainly farmers that do the corn soybean rotation. So not a lot really for small farm, vegetable farms, or non-commercial or homesteads. But one of the cool, I thought it was kind of cool. One of the cool things they had in here was for PA, the governor just recently signed a bill that does not require a farmer to have a CDL license to drive his equipment.
Which is kind of cool.
Apparently, you had to have a CDL license to drive those. It was anything over 26,000 pounds.
Maybe I have to be logged in. I'm trying to figure out why it's not giving me my, you know, you have that little Amazon thing that pops up and says, hey, do you want this to be an affiliate link? And it just wasn't popping up. So I think I have to log in to do that. That might be why. Yeah, I didn't realize you had to have CDLs. Like, do you guys have require CDLs to drive tractors? Oh, or Georgia Homestead's back. Yes, of course we did. I love meeting new people. Oh, there it is. It did pop up. So the book I just showed you guys, this is a link if you want to check it out. It is The Good Living Guide to Medicinal Tea. And again, always back up what any of these teas are supposed to help with another book saying the same thing. We have hay fever tea in here. I don't know anybody that has had hay fever. They got a hangover tea, but I don't really drink. So
I get allergy hay fever.
Do you? Mm-hmm. I actually do have a really good drink for his allergies to help clear the sinuses, but I have to go find my recipe. But it worked really well for him. If I do that, I'll do a video on it. But hay fever would be 1 part lemon balm, which again is an herb that's been in a lot of these. So lemon balm, definitely going to be in the garden this year. 2 parts nettle, 1 part elder, which is interesting. You can also do 𝙂𝙧 and thyme as well. But
Elder, is that elderberry?
So I'm wondering, is elder considered elderberry, guys? I see it mentioned as just elder, but
let me see. I'll ask our friend Google.
Yeah, you do that. I mean, there's elder trees, like the box elder trees, but love Rosemary Gladstar's Fire Cider book. Yes, that was a good one. I liked that one.
So, in general, American elder refers to the North American shrub. And elderberry tree is used for the non-native tree.
Yeah.
So I think elder is the same.
Can't make robins smell any worse. I'm gonna tell her you said that. Black says my feet are freezing out. Yeah, I'm pretty cold. Well, being in the shed without insulation, and it's 27 degrees out right now, which is not too bad. It feels all right in here. I always have heaters running, but when it gets in the teens, I can't work in here. It's too cold. My hands get frozen. When my husband wants to clear his sinuses, he just eats spicy food. Yeah. Donald, unfortunately, does not like spicy food. He is adverse.
I don't like anything more spicier than jalapenos.
Yeah.
I might do cayenne and habaneros.
In a dish.
But that's about it. Anything hotter than that.
Yeah, he can't do it.
I can't taste the food. It literally is just burning my mouth.
No, elder's not elderberry. Yeah. Yeah, we've been doing disclaimers all night to make sure that people are not. Do not take any of this as medicinal advice. Do your own research. We are not doctors. You definitely need to talk to a doctor about anything before trying an herbal regime of any sort. Heartburn, burn away tea, is 1 part licorice root, 2 parts marshmallow. Again, the marshmallow and the licorice. I just don't like licorice. But maybe I'll switch that out with some cinnamon because that's also supposed to help. And then slippery elm. I love cinnamon. So maybe I'll do 1 part cinnamon, 2 parts marshmallow root and see how that does.
Yeah,
but that could be a good heartburn tea as well. You're taking an online class, but it is not hers. Yeah, I started her class last year. My goal is to finish it this year. But right now I have to do the research to figure out what herbs she's going to want me to study this year so I can grow them. But she does give like student discounts for certain shops that you can purchase herbs through that she recommends because they're sourced from reliable resources. They don't use, herbicides and things like that. I got to introduce you to how to eat spicy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he can. I like spicy. I'll take the spice.
You don't have to.
You're talking about elderflower from the tree. Oh, okay. Which makes sense. What else was I going to say? I don't remember. I do need to finish my class, though, this year.
So speaking of, I don't want to say herbs. Speaking of plants, here's a quick question for people. If you use cover crops or some type of cover crop, what type of cover crop do you use?
Yes. I really want to do some red clover because the bees love it and it's used in a lot of different herbal teas as well. So that's something we're going to do. I know a lot of people, Dad used to plant
buckwheat
as a cover crop.
And bees love buckwheat.
Yeah.
Buckwheat honey. Oh, it's so good.
And you say, because you do the soil building, that it's good to have a mix, right?
Yeah. So it's because diversity is what it is. So you want a good mix. You don't want, you don't want a monocrop, which is if you just do one cover crop, it's a monocrop.
Big Bear says he does ryegrass, red clover, and white clover.
There you go.
Love that.
Now, so Jason, when you say ryegrass, do you do the annual or is it the perennial? I'm assuming it's the annual if you do a yearly cover crop.
Yeah. Now, is your goal to do perennials?
So ideally, if you want a pasture, you want perennials. But because perennials take so long to establish, annuals are there quicker, and they do a quicker turnover. So you can use annuals until your perennials are established.
He does annual.
Annual, okay. And perennial. There you go.
Oh, we forgot to do our channel shout out.
Let's do a channel shout out.
One of my mods can grab our link. So we try to pick a channel every week to give a shout out, spread that love, support each other. We're not competing. We are supporting. So this channel recently commented on one of our videos. So I went and checked out their videos. They are a newer channel, a smaller channel. But again, spreading that love. And I wanted to spread some love to Hansky Family Farms. Love the name, love the logo. And if one of our mods posts a link, thank you, Donald. They are the ones that had all the goats. They actually had a really cute video. And it's one of their recent ones where the goat you see in this image kind of on the side here was looking for her baby and the baby was looking for her. And it was like them reuniting. But just the mass amount.
I didn't even notice there was pictures back there.
Yeah, of goats that they had was amazing. So, and to me is like heaven on earth. But check them out as our channel shout out for this week. And definitely check out that cute video with the baby reuniting with its mama. It was loud, but very, very cute. Hey, Blue Farm, welcome, welcome.
Yeah, ryegrass will be a more winter thing. The reason I was talking about for the annual versus the perennial, because the perennial, apparently ryegrass perennial, their roots can go to between 4 and 8 feet long.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so link is not working.
Which link's not working?
I assume the YouTube link.
Oh, well, let me grab their link then. Because I would love to spread the love for these guys.
Let me see. Let me click on it.
I wonder if it's because it's a long link. Maybe I need to start doing the short links on those. Oh, it's because it was copied and pasted. Yeah, that's why. So I'll start doing bit.ly links for those because the issue with, here, I'll post it, Facebook, or not Facebook, but YouTube, is that when you post a long link, like a channel link, it does what's called truncating, where it cuts off the too long part, and it does the ... So when you copy and paste as a moderator, and this is something that was actually a tip I put in Homesteaders Hub, by the way, you can use a service like Bitly to make it shorter so that mods can copy your long links. That's why some people, if you do a big, long Amazon wish list link, your mods cannot copy it from the description. So I never recommend in your descriptions below to have the big, long links, but use a service like Bitly. And it also gives you analytics, lets you track how many times people actually clicked that link. Mm-hmm. So that was my bad. Usually I do the Bitly links. You'll see below a bunch of Bitly links. I should have done it for the channel shout out. I didn't even think about it.
So back to the cover crops, our Georgia Suburban Homestead asked a good question. So we're talking about the cover crops. You can do the winter cover crops. So the most of the reason people use winter cover crops is because they're not harvesting anything in the winter, but you want to keep it covered. So you want to have something there. So they'll just use that for. Usually, it's either going to be they're going to either winter kill near the end of spring, or then in the winter, or they're going to plow. Not plow it in, but cramp, cut it, drop it, let it, whatever. But you can use the cover crops any time of the year. It's literally just there. So a cover crop is basically just crop
to cover the ground. Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It can be anything. I mean, you can use it just regular. I don't know what regular grass is. I mean, at least you don't want to use regular grass, but the idea is to have soil covered. That's the idea of it. But then it goes into what plants do you want to put in for specific reasons, like crimson clover, red clover, any kind of clover really, or a legume is a good nitrogen fixer for your plant, for your soil. Nitrogen fixer meaning the plant itself doesn't what?
I was just pointing to Big Bear's comment. You keep talking.
So the plant itself, a nitrogen fixing plant, the plant doesn't fix the nitrogen. It's the bacteria that plant attracts fixes the nitrogen. It's just they call it a nitrogen fixing plant, but it's really that specific plant will attract a certain type of bacteria that fixes the nitrogen for your soil. But you also it's also about diversity. So you want a more diverse type of plant that you're growing. So like you want something that has broad leaves, something that has real thin leaves, different heights, so you get as much sunlight. But you also want the roots to be different levels, different lengths, so that you get more penetration through all of the soils. So it's I mean, you can do one. It's not going to do as well as if, say, you did 15 different types. It's just the more diverse, the better. And as long as your soil is covered all year, it's better.
Yeah, the whole, like, because we're not very anti-till and not anti, like, we're not like you can never till ever, but we do no-till gardening. And Donald's been taking courses from Gabe Brown. We're learning from the cow guy. Greg Judy. Donald took Gabe Brown's course. He's starting a soil consulting business. So that's like
go over the course again.
Yeah, so he's going over like he's developing his own business with the soil building and stuff. So we're very much into regenerative agriculture. So learning ways to help build soil while also maintaining the integrity and building up the topsoil and in between your plants, and how to marry all of this together is very much his thing. But it's good to learn. I mean, I'm learning too from what he learns from doing these courses and stuff, but I'm still sticking to mostly the herbal stuff.
And it's all about your microbes.
It's all about your microbes, which we again have 2 different t-shirt designs for those of you that are just hopping in. And microbes are nature's alchemists. New t-shirt up on our shop that we just launched, and also farming starts here. You can't farm without microbes.
And honestly, it's if you think about it, it makes sense. So the soil is your microbes environment, the home. And if the soil is uncovered, if it's just bare soil, the temperatures are gonna fluctuate. Get high during the day, cold at night. If it gets too high during the day, too hot, your microbes aren't going to be able to survive in that environment. If it's too cold, they're not going to want to do anything. So you always want to have the cover for it that's one of the biggest things, is to regulate the temperature. That's why if you go into the woods, the temperature is always like 10 to 20 degrees cooler than what it is out of the woods.
Now, let me ask you. So Donald's been in wastewater for like the last almost decade. That's how he got into understanding microbes, because he's dealing with microbes on a daily basis. So when you work at the wastewater plant, do you guys have to do temperature regulation for your microbes there as well? Okay.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah. So for us, a rule of thumb is for every 10 degrees, for every 10 degree drop, your microbe activity cuts in half by 50%, which means if you go from 60 degrees to 50 degrees and you want the same activity level that you had at 60 degrees, that means you have to double the amount of microactivity or microbes at 50 degrees. You have to double it to get that same amount. So that's why it's very important to maintain temperature. If you have, and the opposite is true. So if you go higher, you don't need as much microbes because the activity level, so they get thinner and they get more spaced apart. So the higher you go, the less bacteria is there.
So Albany had a question I totally missed.
Oh yeah, what I did.
They heard that clover is bad for livestock. Is that true?
It's
I don't know.
Just clover is bad. So if that goes to the whole, it's just a bad diet is all it is. I mean, I want to say that they can go into bloat if you have just nothing but clover. But
Jason might know.
Yeah, Jason, actually, I don't have cattle.
Yeah,
I just do a lot of reading.
But Jason might know. Big Bear. Also, Big Bear said that they're going to build a composting outhouse. There's 2 books on human manure. One of them is called Humanure, to learn about using human waste to create compost and stuff like that. And that's something we're actually interested in doing too. And actually, we may do it here, because I would like to have an outdoor outhouse available for my dad, because he's not as mobile. So when he's down here and has to go, I don't want him to have to go up to the house. So I think having an outdoor outhouse would be nice. But I, of course, would want it to be a composting, and I don't really want to have to deal with it other than that. So but I think you have to let it sit for like 2 years or something.
So Helder Garden had a good deal there. If you have sand soil, you can
add clay.
You can add clay. Now the only issue that you're going to have if you add clay is the amount. If you add too little, too much, is very, very picky. But the best thing to do.
Salad bar.
Okay, salad bar means it's a plethora of diversity.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the human compost.
No,
Sorry.
he's talking about a cattle. That's what the beef salad bar that Joe Salatin coined.
I was about to be like TMI, Jason.
It's just a different. It's like going to the salad bar, getting this type of lettuce, this type of lettuce, this type of lettuce.
Yeah,
you get a diversity. But so if you have a sandy soil, or even if you have clay soil, if you have silt soil, the best thing to do to fix your soil is to add organic matter. That's it. And the best way to add organic matter is wood chips.
Wood chips.
Or basically any type of wood chips, leaves, straw, hay, whatever. Anything that can be broken down with the microorganisms that are there. The more you add, the thicker the layer what you can get. You don't want to add too much, because then it's just not going to break down as fast. But organic matter is key in your soil.
Mm-hmm.
That's what helps maintain your water levels. That's what helps maintain temperature. It helps bacteria and microbes break down and have nutrients available for plants. So it's very Yeah, it's very important. It's one of those deals where it's tricky. You can't really change your type of soil. Like if you have clay soil, you have clay soil. If you have sandy soil, you have sandy soil. What you can do is add on top of it layers of organic matter. And you're basically building into that organic matter.
I say that all the time, Black's Tropical Homestead.
What's that?
That you know your shit.
I do.
So this
I
is
try to, at least.
This was a good book that was recommended if you are interested in learning how to use human waste in compost. It's called The Humanure Handbook.
I do want to get this.
It's a guide to composting human manure. Again, there's like certain things you absolutely have to go through, but it is possible. And I feel like it just makes sense. Like, I know it's gross. And, you know, we talk about all the things that happened over the last 2 years with the thing and toilet paper running out and stuff like that. I just feel like learning how to be sustainable, even in the most grossest parts of what we do as humans, like to us gross. Like there's obviously things we do that are way gross in general as humans, but this one I feel is something that I want to look at. I think it's just a really good thing. But this was a really good recommended book. I've had it on our wish list for a while. So I want to get a copy of it if you want to learn how to do it. It's a good one. I don't know what Skinner Farms is doing these emojis about, but
well, I think it looks like he's trying to say something, but it keeps.
Tell me how to spell your name again. Stringfield Ridge. Oh, I guess he's talking to. I was hoping it wasn't me missing him asking a question again like last week.
No, his messages kept being restricted.
Oh, I don't see that on StreamYard. I guess that's over here.
Retracted.
Oh, he must be mistyping.
Yeah.
Sorry, Josh. Yeah. Big Bear makes a good point. They have to have a different plants, grasses to eat from because just like us, they get different things from them. That totally makes sense.
And that's why you want to that's why you don't want to have a monocrop.
Yeah.
Same thing with
monocrop
farming.
is
the same thing with farming. You don't want a monocrop. You want multiple types. Even if you want to do corn and soybean. Even if you do corn and soybean, you can still have a cover crop with that corn and soybean. Because when you do corn, like around here, we have all these cornfields around here. It's just open rows. If you look at the side of it, it looks full. But if you look down on top, you're going to see so much open spaces because it's just that one stalk with like 1 or 2 feet between the next stalk. If you had all of that cover cropped, your soil would be doing so much better. Your plants would be doing so much better. Cover cropping also would add organic matter, which will allow to hold more water and retain more water when it rained. And you wouldn't have the runoff like Jason was talking about. You wouldn't have the runoff. You wouldn't have the soil erosion. Cover crop, there's nothing bad. Nothing bad about having cover crops. It does nothing but good things. Yeah.
People are like, well, what about weeds and stuff like that? Well, cover crops actually help suppress weeds.
Weeds are Mother Nature's cover crop.
Yes, that is true.
You're only going to have a weed in bare soil because that's Mother Nature trying to cover that soil, or in poor soil. Mother Nature is trying to fix that soil
because you're missing something.
For instance, dandelions. Perfect example. You will only see dandelions in compacted soil or soil low in calcium. One of those two things. If you have soil that has a good balance of all the nutrients and it's not compacted, very rarely will you see dandelions there.
That's why dandelions have that really long taproot. They're meant to go down there and break some.
And break compaction. That's why a lot of times you'll see them around driveways, the edges of driveways. Or if you'll see, if you see houses with yards of just nothing but dandelions, that means they're mowing too often. They're mowing their grass too low. They're not, their grass roots, I guarantee you, are less than an inch long because there's not enough time to go in and break all that soil up. Exactly. Nature's going to put some, if there's bare soil, nature's going to put something there. So then you're not going to like it.
Nature takes back. I need a vacuum sealer. I was just looking at our wish list and I'm like, man, I need a vacuum sealer.
me see here.
Forget all the stuff you put in your wish list over the years, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry. So yeah, how to garden. Yeah, because of their heat, like I was saying, if there's a lot of heat,
I'm obsessed with these things.
Their activity level goes through the roof. So they're going to break down a lot of stuff. So that's why you want to use on the organic matter. You want to use a lot of things that take a long time to break down.
Mm-hmm.
Wood chips. I keep going back to wood chips because you can't go wrong with wood chips. Wood chips are great. It takes a long time, depending on how. Let me rephrase that. Depending on how small they're broken down.
Did you see what Skinner Farm said?
No,
He said, I started mowing my lawn way higher than I did. Love that. That's so good for your yard.
I tell you. And we're actually, I think this week we're going to put that video together.
Yeah, if I can get you to sit down.
I will.
You heard it, guys. It's on film now. He's going to sit down and finish this video I started with him.
I actually looked khaki weed up. I forgot what it fixed. But it's just khaki weed, buttercup, dandelion, they're all there to fix something. Mother Nature's not going to put it there for no reason. It's there for a reason. But yeah, so we have our area over here that we didn't mow. I think I mowed maybe once or twice. Left the grass high.
And Dad is obsessed with mowing and does not listen to us when we say don't mow too much.
I mean, he literally will mow 2 or 3 times a week.
And it's a muddy mess over there.
And that's on this side. And he mowed November. And
Yeah.
he mowed.
Why mow in November?
He mowed less than an inch down. That's all that's left. And it's just mud now. Mine over here that I've messed with, there's no mud whatsoever. It's now.
Well, didn't mess with. We just left it alone.
Well, that's what I mean. I mowed it or weeded it rather, once or twice. Had the chickens run through it, and I had wood chips spread out to fill some gullies. But that's just for 1 year. It still ponds when it's a heavy rain. But if it's just a regular rain that would have ponded, it doesn't pond as much anymore. So it takes time to do it all.
Yeah, and all of this is time. It takes time. Like, how many times are you going to have a garden in your lifetime? You start gardening at 20, and you may garden until you're 60 or 70 years old.
So 60 times.
So you're going to get 60 chances at this.
Yeah.
So it's all an experiment. Now, if you're smart, which we want to be and have yet to be, you'll do a fall and winter garden. So you get to kind of extend that quite a bit. But yeah. They get free chips from the power company.
Yeah. We actually, we have a local place around here called Tree Smiths. I don't think they're local. I think they're actually fairly abroad. But they'll do a lot of their stuff, and they drop off stuff for us.
Yeah. And we can get wood chips free from the township, too.
Yeah.
James Cape Cup. 3 years away from AARP, baby. Wait, how old do you have to be for that?
55? Is it 55?
Peeing in the compost pile? No, but I do pee outside. And Donald probably would, yeah.
I would no. Actually, I wouldn't pee in the compost pile.
No.
Let me rephrase that. It depends. If I need nitrogen, yes.
I just pee outside because I don't want to walk up to the house to pee.
But I will probably never pee in our compost pile because we have chickens.
Yeah, we have a lot of nitrogen.
I'll never need nitrogen. My issue would be wood chips or carbon.
Oh, we would need more carbon. Yeah. Are you leaving Blind Guy and his wife?
No, I think this is raise of hands.
Oh, we're raising hands.
Show of hands. Who
Show of
has
hands.
to pee in?
Yeah, if I needed nitrogen, I would do it. Of course, when you grew up on a farm, I mean, you're just outside.
Yeah.
All the time. And we grew up, the farm I grew up on was right next to 2,000 acres of state farmland. So us kids were and I know a lot of people did this where your grandparents had a bell that they would ring in order to get you to come home from a mile away or something. So we peed outside a lot. What do you recommend for pot ash, Donald?
I don't know.
What about ashes in general?
ashes in general. So here's the thing that we like to do with our ash.
Give it to our chickens.
Yeah.
Give that to your chickens, and maybe they'll get high.
Well, I'll put them in a tire,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll use that to dusting.
Yeah.
So that's what we do a lot with our wood stove ash.
Watering the compost.
But pot ash, I mean, if that's
I mean,
if
it's
that's
a
the
grass,
mineral,
right?
if that's the mineral that you're talking about, I mean, you put it in the ground. That's
All
where it
goes
needs
back
to be
the
anyway.
ground. All right, so I have a question. I know we're like way beyond our live. We usually try to stop at 10.
That's my fault.
He geeks out. But it's something I've always wanted to know how to do. I don't know how to do it. I've never made soap. I plan to start making soap with bought lye. But have any of you ever made your own lye out of your ashes? I know that it should be a consistent wood because they all have different compounds they add to the ash. But have any of you ever done that? Because I would like to learn. So if anybody has ever made their own lye to make soap, I'd be interested in learning that. Oh, potash.
Well, potash.
I thought he was talking about potash.
Well, I thought he was talking about potash.
I thought you were talking about weed.
Oh. What?
I don't know. I thought he was talking about what do I do with the ashes from my pot. I was like, well, I don't know. We don't smoke it. But I'm sure you could do something with it. Sorry. It's late. We're tired.
Well, apparently you can put it in. You can make soap with it.
What, pot ash?
Stove ash. Wood stove ash.
Yeah, but
We're done with pot ash, baby. We're not going there. But yeah, I mean, you can put it in compost. You can put it in compost. You can put it in.
Hi, Dad. Welcome. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I want to learn. Like, I'm told that different woods provide different. Like, you should have consistent woods when you're using ash, simply because it helps with the formula. And soap making is very strictly formula based. So
I'm sure you would have I only use locusts or whatever. But yeah, if you put it in, you can put it in your soil as a small soil amendment.
Yeah.
I really, our main thing that we use it for is compost and for dusting.
Yeah. But I would like to learn to do the lye at some point. Yeah, How to Garden says nothing wrong with geeking out about soil. This has actually been a very educational life.
I love soil.
Even for me.
I love microbes. I never knew I would be into this stuff until I started working in wastewater. Because there's a lot of things in wastewater.
So what you're saying is subsequently you moving up here and then getting into the wastewater field.
Oh, hands down. 100%.
Pretty much it's really,
it's
I
you.
deserve all the credit.
Yeah, you deserve all the credit. We'll say that. You deserve all the credit for me geeking out.
Yes.
Yes.
That's true. And for you being as knowledgeable as you are, I deserve all the credit for that. Wood ash potash is a valuable resource. See, I never heard the word potash.
Well, I've heard of potash, but I've heard it's a mineral. It's just a potassium-rich mineral. That's mine. That's why I was like, just leave it in the ground.
Well, that's a good point too. Blind guy and his wife said her husband's grandfather would pee around places he wanted to keep small game away, like trash cans, feed, and stuff like that. Which is part of why I think the coyotes do not bother our goats, because our dog pees around the goat pen a lot.
He will. He'll go and pee, and then he'll come back around and be like, wait a minute. Who is this? Oh, this is me. Okay.
Oh, that was me.
I'm
going to pee on it again, though. Yeah, I actually use charcoal toothpaste quite a bit.
Yeah, so just another, I'm going to geek out again.
Oh, God.
If you want to help fix your soil, the best thing you can do, this goes for anybody. This is mainly for small people, small acreage, or even if you just have a yard. It's grass management. Grass management is one of the best things you can do.
And by that, we mean, actually, we have a video on that. I'll grab that while you talk.
Okay. So grass management, you don't want to, like Josh Skinner was talking about, you don't want to cut too low on your grass. You need the blades to have enough green blade leaf, so they can photosynthesize and bring in sunlight and carbon, or CO2 rather. When you do cut, but just cut the top third of the plant. So you want to be around 4 inches on your grass. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You also don't want to cut again until that grass has fully recuperated. That way, and then by that I mean, but it goes to a point. If you cut your grass and there's still a cut mark on it, or you go to cut your grass, you haven't waited long enough. That plant, it's like anything. That plant has been damaged. It needs time to recuperate to grow strong again. Because what you're doing is you're growing the roots. If you want the roots to go down deep into the soil to break it up so it's not compacted. It allows water to go back in, air to go back in, further holding more water. If you keep cutting shorter and more often, what's happening is the roots are sloughing off so that plant can take that carbon, that stored carbon, and regrow the roots, the leaves faster. And if you keep cutting it without it allowing it to grow, it's just going to keep cutting that leaf or the roots shorter and shorter and shorter. So then you're just going to have plants that have roots that long. So you want to make sure you grow, or you cut your grass, manage your grass healthier. And the higher it is up here, the higher it is down in the soil.
Nerd.
Shut up.
Socks falling off. No wonder my feet are getting cold.
And keep your soil covered. If you have your grass tall enough, it'll also protect it from rain. Rain is your number one compacting source of compaction.
Yeah.
Because one raindrop will hit soil with the force of a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
That's just one raindrop. If it hits the grass blades, that grass or whatever you have as a cover crop will break up soften that hit. It's just like trees. Trees are there to keep the rain from hitting too hard. Grass is there keeping the rain from hitting too hard.
Microbes bonus class, yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's another video I have on Donald's docket for the next, because we did 12 weeks of planning we're doing a video a week, a short a week, and a live a week. And one of them is all about microbes. So he's going to do it. He's got to sit down and do that research to put it together. Wood ash has a lot of potassium in it, and same as potash, should be used judiciously. Yeah. All very good points. You guys just get Donald geeking out, so.
Yeah.
But we should end things because we have to get up early in the morning to go to work.
Oh,
so.
I do have to go to work tomorrow. Ooh.
Yeah. So we will end things here. You guys have been an amazing chat today. Like this, probably one of my favorite lives. We've learned so much. You guys have taught us so much. We discussed all kinds of stuff about the tea garden. And I don't know, I just really appreciate all of you in here. And again, don't forget, we've got all these cool new t-shirts up on our shop, brand new website we just launched today. And if you are a, family level member of the channel, you get 20% off all of these. Next week is another big announcement regarding membership. So we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. And hopefully you'll join us next week for another announcement and for us getting another video out, because that's what we need to do. So we'll see you guys next week. Everybody take care.
Peace.
Peace.